This is James with Premier Legal Services coming at you again with another video on how to address civil lawsuits. I came across this website, so in no way am I going to take credit for the verbiage and the outline for it, but I think it's an excellent resource. I'm just offering a little context. If you are sued for old credit card debt, a voluntary repossession, which I will go into a video later about that, or any kind of, or personal loan, any kind of consumer debt, they're going to file it at the county in which you live in if it's personal debt. And they're going to actually serve you with an actual petition outlining exactly the nature of the lawsuit. So you're not going to get blindsided necessarily unless you moved. So you're going to be fully aware of what's going on. The problem is most people don't take it seriously. They think a judgment is just going to impact their credit. But what's happening, in fact, is a lot of these credit card companies, creditors, are actually, once they get a judgment against you, they're actively pursuing collection methods, including freezing bank accounts. So I'm just offering some information to help protect you in that regard. And if you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to contact us. Our contact information will be listed in the comment box below. But if you're served with a lawsuit, what should I do? That's the question here. Number one, talk to a lawyer. You can do that. It's not necessary. You may want to look over the paperwork first just to see what the situation is. It does make sense to hire an attorney in most cases because obviously court's going to take time out of your day. You don't know if it's an attorney or a private individual suing you. In most cases, it is an attorney. So you don't want to go to court as a layperson attempting to fight in the legal system against a lawyer and you're not one. They're going to mop the floor with you. It's going to be embarrassing. So you may want to speak with a lawyer if you are sued. Now, if you're a little tight on funds and you can't hire a lawyer right away, and understand there are plenty of lawyers that will start your case and begin working on it for as little as $100, sometimes even lower, but you just need to check. You can actually file an answer yourself. It doesn't cost you anything. And you'll see it here under the section 2, file an answer. So basically, when you're sued, there's a time, you do have a time frame in order to get an answer into the court so that the creditor can't go back and file a default judgment against you. It's typically 14 to 20 days on average. Though it could be a little shorter or it could be a little longer. You do have a range between 14 and 20 days to get an answer in. Basically what you want to do is file a general denial. This basically you're disputing their claim. You should be able to find examples of that online and just kind of copy it and just, hey, I want a general denial. That way they can't get away without proving their case that you in fact owe them. The courts usually will set up a court date at some point in the future. At this point, I'm noticing that it's ranging between 3 or 4 months in the future. So, and understand anytime before court starts, you can always hire a professional to help you with that. So you want to file a general denial. Below that, there's a question, what happens if I do not file an answer? If you, the respondent, receives legal notice and you don't file a response or an answer, or you do not ever come to a hearing of the case, the petitioner may get a default judgment. So a default judgment basically legally has on record that you owe them and that they have legal right to collect it from you and pursue other methods. Big problem. And I'll explain in a future video why that is. What is an answer? An answer usually has a general denial, which is a statement asking the court to make the petitioner prove each and every part of their case. And their case will be listed on the petition that you're served with. So you'll be able to see exactly what that is. You can find forms of different kinds and answers in the law library. So there's a link here in which if you want to get a copy of a form for a general denial to file your answer, and you can file your answer for free. It doesn't cost you anything, but you do have to go to the courthouse. As you can see right here. And you can also file a counterclaim. Don't recommend doing that unless you're a lawyer, have legal experience, or know a lawyer that's going to help you with that. Because obviously you're taking it up a notch, and they can become more aggressive and might take it personally, and and make you pay for it if you don't know what you're doing. If you have co-defendants, which is usually the case if you have a co-signer or co-applicant on a credit account, each one will be served the paperwork. They'll attempt to serve you in person at first. They don't necessarily have to put it in your hand. They can even drop it on your porch. That's not necessarily the right way, but they're not going to really penalize them for that. Also, if they can't reach you, then they can go back to the court and ask for alternate service, which basically allows them to put it in the mail and mail it to you. And then the clock will start ticking there. So they usually hire a process server. Occasionally, it'll be a deputy or a marshal that'll send it out, but it's usually a process server that they contract out to do this. So just because they're serving you, it doesn't mean that you're under arrest or anything. It just means that you're being notified that you're being sued. So I'm going to include the link to this resource here underneath the video so that you can look at it further. If you're in Texas, you can click on the link. If you're currently being sued and you want to get a copy of a blank answer form, that'll be available. If you have any questions about this process, or if you're currently being sued or have a pending lawsuit and you need some questions answered and want to find out how we can help you with that, feel free to give us a call or send us an email. That information will be listed below the video as well.